Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what's up, y'all? I'm so excited, grateful, glad to see everybody. My name is Tony Yarber. I'm the host of The Buffet with Tony Yarber. This is an exciting podcast, and I'm really excited to be a part of something I'm excited to finally be able to do. It's something that I think fits my personality, and it gives an opportunity for us to have an outlet, an opportunity for us to have some real conversation. We're going to be talking about all things current events. So I think it's important that we have a space to have real adult conversation, to be able to talk about stuff that matters to you, to me, to this community, to the city of Jackson, to the state of Mississippi, and to these United States of America. And we're going to do that, watch this, without being in other folks' business. I frankly don't care nothing about who you doing or how y'all doing it. Only thing that really matters is how do we make the city work? How do we make the state work? And how do we make the lives of our people better than it was? Today, I'm excited about diving into a few things, but before we do that, I want to let you know that the buffet, we're always welcoming, excited, looking for engagement. So I want to encourage those of you who are looking to get engaged. Make comments. We'll be looking at the comment section, looking to see what you're talking about, seeing what you bring to the table, because remember, the table is free, all right? So if the table is free, we want to encourage you to be a part of this opportunity. We want to encourage you to call in, that call-in line, and we'll be calling on you to do that here in just a little while. It's 1-800, go on and write this down, 492-5186. Again, that's 1-800 492-5186. The buffet, y'all, the table is spread. Just want to know what you're bringing to the table. Somebody asked me the other week, so why you doing a podcast, man? What's on your mind? We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff, and we're going to talk about things that matter not just to you, but whatever else it is that I want to talk about, right? But the reason I'm doing this is because I felt like there was a vacuum. There's been a vacuum for a while where we get to have conversations where there's somebody who can have, because I wear a lot of hats. I'm pastor, I'm daddy, I'm a former mayor, I'm educator, I'm reformed this, and I'm a reform that, and I'm an it's this, I'm all kinds of stuff. And so I think folks need an opportunity to really be able to hear somebody like me, the guests that we'll be having on, being as vulnerable and as transparent with you about real stuff as possible. So today we're gonna, I want to jump into something that I saw this, y'all. I saw it on the internet yesterday, and I was looking at some stuff. And I saw this article, and I had to bring this up. Y'all remember Houdini? Now, if you're not a 60s, 70s baby, I might be out of your range, or if you don't know nothing about, if you're an 80s baby and you're not a real hip-hop head, you don't know nothing about Houdini. But Houdini had a song back in the day, and the song was called Friends. Y'all remember Houdini's Friends? He said, friends. He says, how many of us have them? Friends. Houdini says that folks will say they're your friends, they'll act like they're your friends, but at the end of the day, they really aren't. There's an article that I saw yesterday, and check this out, y'all. The article was entitled, Why Men Don't Have Friends and Why Women Should Care. Why men don't have friends and why women should care. The article, it suggests that it's not just women. Listen to this now. It's not just the other chick you gotta be worried about. It's not an outside influence. It's not a wayward homeboy, but your real issue, based on this research, based on this article, your real issue is you got a dude that ain't got no friends, and at the end of the day, according to the article, it places this undue amount of stress on you as a woman. It places an undue amount of stress on you, and while it's placing that undue amount of stress on you as a woman, then you gotta bear the brunt of all of that stuff. Now the article said that when men talk about friends, and particularly talked about middle-aged men. The article talked about middle-aged men. It talked about middle-aged women as it talked about this. So just for the purpose of citing, Jessie Lynn Stoner, all right, is who wrote this article. You can find this at cpointcenter.com. But the lady says that during her research, she found that men use certain language when they talk about friends. So when a man talks about friends, a man's talking about, he uses words like hanging out, kicking it, getting together, all right? Women, on the other hand, when women use words that describe friendship, you know the words they use? They use the words trust and confidentiality. Trust and confidentiality. Men, they're gonna have homeboys. Don't get it wrong. Men are gonna have homeboys, but most of the time, come on, men, y'all talk to me. Think about what I'm talking about. Think about the fact that you got homeboys that you'll travel all over the country with, and think about the kind of silence that men will ride in, talking about everything but what's really going on. I know brothers right now, and I know women, y'all don't like this, but men ain't the only ones who cheat. Women cheat. And let me tell you how I know they cheat. I know they cheat because I got a lot of women friends. But, see, Jaleesa done come out. She done open up the door on me. Jaleesa come out the back on me. I knew she was going, Malcolm, hold her back there. Don't let her come out. Jaleesa and Malcolm are the ones who make this stuff. They're the ones who make this stuff go. They run it all. But Jaleesa, close that door. Don't come back out here like that no more. She opened the door like she was about to do something, y'all, and she went to Alcorn. Yes! But listen, men, I know they do, but a man ain't finna sit next to his homeboy and share about how his homegirl cheated on him. Men don't do that. Now, some of you new dudes, you may, but us Gen Xers, we're not doing that. Men aren't, we don't have a brother, most men, now I'm blessed, I got friends, but most men don't have somebody that they can, where they can be absolutely 100% open. I was gonna say naked, but that brings me to my next point. The point is that men there's a different set of standards when it comes to men and women. It's not necessarily because men or women have set these standards for one another. It's just kind of how it is. The article says that one of the biggest issues is that society has created this place and space where men aren't even supposed to touch, because folks are homophobic and all this other stuff. But if a man has nobody to talk to, let this stuff out to, what are we doing? What we're doing is we're polishing ourselves around each other as it relates to the activities that we're involved in together. We're polishing ourselves around the kinds of things that give us some kind of clout around or in front of one another. But at the end of the day, Houdini said, friends. How many of us really have them? How many men out there better yet, here's a question. Ladies, y'all are watching this. How many friends does your dude have? And I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about somebody they grew up with, somebody they call their partner. I'm talking about a real bona fide friend. This is the dude that can talk them off a ledge. This is the dude who can talk sense into them when they want to act the whole fool. Or this is the brother who the man can actually cry to. I know I know y'all don't like this, man, because it literally challenges everything that we think that we know and have been taught. The only thing that society gives us a pass on, brothers, that you can do with a man is a good firm handshake. And then after that good, what's up, bro, Victor? And then after that handshake, we might pull you in, do the little dap up hug, but after that, that's it. That is it. That is it. I remember the day my son told me I had to stop kissing him. Ooh, broke my little heart. The man looked at me and he was like, Daddy, don't do that. You got to stop doing that. I'm a big boy now. Where you get that from? Where did he get that he has come to a place in his life where as a young black man, as a young man, that affection between a father and his son, man, I hear Kendrick Lamar so loud in my ear right now, daddy issues. I hear Kendrick Lamar so loud because at some point, and I wasn't, I let him make it on it. I was like, okay, bro. All right, you growing up, you don't want to be embarrassed, but now what I should have done was I should have kept on wrapping my arms around him. I should have kept on affirming the fact that even as a black man, brother, even as a man, it is all right for you to express vulnerability in a safe environment. And brothers, the real issue, and I don't think the article actually talks out loud about it, is that that there is no real safe space, okay? And I think it's created an issue. I think it's created a vacuum of leadership for men. I think it has created a vacuum of leadership where men now only know how to lead a certain way, where men only know how to lead towards certain kinds of things. I think it's created a vacuum where men don't have the necessary skill sets in a lot of areas because we hadn't had an opportunity to develop those. And so we lack empathy in a lot of areas. We lack the ability to have compassion. We're strict disciplinarians and everything is ABC 1, 2, 3. So ladies, get your man a friend. Find him a friend. The article also says, and this is what was crazy, it says, in contrast to the male buddy system, women have friends. Women, in fact, I'm reading a quote. Women, in fact, are trained to be friends, sharing trusts, confidences, and feelings with each other since childhood. We didn't do that. Nope, we got lined up across from each other on the football field, and we were told that we were supposed to run over one another. That's how that went. We lined up in the street with an imaginary line, and somebody said, on your mark, it said, go. It's always competition. It's always how do we measure up? It's always how do we look against the next brother? And because we've not gotten that. Let's see. I see Jaleesa. Here you go. Jaleesa says, some of y'all have trust issues. So it's hard for someone to open up and share that side with another person. I get that. You ain't lying. I get that. But at some point, I think we got to find our person. And I think when you find your person, you got to invest. And you can't be afraid to make an investment. Most of us, our relationships go bust because we invest in them like it's a risky market, and because it's a risky market, then we only gonna give so much, and when you only give so much to somebody, then that's all they only know what you gave, and then they're missing the marks in other areas because they don't have real context about who you really are. Listen, y'all, we got about a minute left in this segment. I want to give you an opportunity before we go into commercial to be sure you write down the call-in number is 1-800-492-5186, 1-800-492-5186. If you're on Facebook watching us, I know you got to be sharing right now, letting everybody know that the buffet with Tony Yarber is up and going. We're live. I want to encourage you, even if you're thinking about the possibilities of this show, I want to give you an opportunity to become a sponsor, to be sure that you get a chance to get your name in lights. Listen, we're going to be pushing small businesses. We're going to be pushing Black-owned businesses. We're going to be pushing women-owned businesses. And we're going to be pushing businesses that really make life better for everybody. So listen, jump on board. I'm going to see you on the other side of this break. Let everybody know that the table is spread. See you in just a minute.
Do you have something to say? Do you want your voice heard? Join the We Believe Global lineup. Be the star of your own show. For more info, call 800-492-5186, option number 1, or visit online at webelieve.global.
The Mississippi Link is an African-American female-owned newspaper with a trusted voice that is highly respected throughout the city, state, and nation. Our motto, keepers of the knowledge for people who speak the truth, since 1993. Link significantly influences the thoughts, attitudes, and buying decisions of its readers. Call us at 601-368-8481 for your advertising needs. If you would like to receive a newspaper in the mail each week, our annual subscription is only $52 per year. That is only $1 per week for you to stay informed regarding many stories that you can only get in the Mississippi Link. Sign up today at themississippiLink.com and click on Home Delivery.
SocratesGarrettENT.com is a diversified firm specializing in recycled aggregates and crushed concrete. SocratesGarrettENT.com's recycled materials provide the construction industry with significant economic and environmental benefits by recycling clean concrete rubble into M.Dot grade rock materials. Recycled aggregates and crushed concrete can be applied to driveways, road construction, bank protection, parking lots, general bulk fills, and more. For more information, please call 601-896-0084 or visit us online at SocratesGarrettENT.com.
Hey everybody, great day. Welcome back. We're on the other side of our 30-minute segment. And again, I want to encourage you to call in. We're at 1-800-492-5186, the hottest new podcast around. We are broadcasting out of We Believe Digital Studios, WeBelieveDigital.com, We Believe Digital Podcast, and we are the buffet with Tony Yarber, where the table is spread. Listen, come on, call in or hit us up with a comment or question on Facebook. We want to know what you bring to the table. Now, what y'all gonna learn about this show is that I'm always setting you up during the initial segment, and I'm gonna always set you up because, and if you caught it in the last 90 seconds to a minute or so, then you kind of already hopefully have an idea that we've got to deal with this conversation of leadership. And if you watch We Believe, then you know that We Believe they do a lot of commentary about city leadership, county leadership here in the city of Jackson, Mississippi, in the state of Mississippi. Earlier today, you probably were able to catch Mr. Socrates Garrett as he and Brother Chris talked about what's happening in the state of Mississippi as it relates to diversity. Well, we got to have a real conversation about what's going on in the city of Jackson, as there is a real imminent, in my opinion, threat on the ability for this city to thrive and be who she is. I think that threat comes as we look forward, and I know I might be jumping the gun, but I don't think it's too early for this. I think that we've really got to start having this conversation around leadership and what leadership is going to have to look like as we go forward in the city of Jackson. Now, I'm going to say this. Jaleesa opened up the door on me last time, so I'm going to see how she going to handle this news. But I'm going to do two things. I'm going to make a declaration, and then I'm going to make a prediction, okay? So I don't know. Hey, Malcolm, I don't know if you play the drums back there, but I feel like this needs a drum roll or something. I don't know. But I'm going to make a declaration. I'm going to make a prediction, but I'm going to say this out loud. I believe that the city of Jackson, you ready, Jaleesa? All right. I believe that the city of Jackson is ready for a woman mayor.
Oh, I agree. I definitely agree.
Now, let me. I want to qualify it. I want to qualify it. I got to qualify it, because what you're not going to do is you're not going to get T. Yarber just talking out the side of his neck. Please, no. I don't just talk out the side of my neck, okay? The city is poised. The city is ready. How do I know? Well, we saw Regina Quinn run a really, really good, functional, educational, powerful campaign where she finished third in the primary. And in a lot of respect, I think Regina Quinn may have been a little bit ahead of her time. I think it may have been ahead of her. I think she may have been ahead of her time. But I'm telling you, man, I think that this is the season for the black woman in Jackson and in Hinds County, Mississippi, in the state of Mississippi, to really start making noise. Do you understand? Now, it ain't just gonna happen because we pushing you out there. And ladies, I want you to be real, real careful about folks who are tapping you to run for public office just because you look apart, just because they think you look the part. We're done picking folks that look the part. You understand? We're done picking people that look like they are political, that look like they know the jargon. No, we're done doing that. We're about to start selecting competence in the city of Jackson. And I'm not saying that's not a slight against anybody who's here, but what I'm telling you is that I've been here long enough, and because I've both been through it, then I know that we oftentimes don't vote based on what we understand and know as it relates to fact and policy and all that stuff. We often vote based on how we feel. We vote based on who somebody said they like. We vote based on whether or not we was popping somebody's girl and he wasn't popping them at the same time. I know I'm talking good talk right now. I'm talking real good talk. I'm talking good talk, Malcolm. I'm talking good talk. Yeah, we it's crazy because you got folk who will not vote for somebody who doing the same thing they doing. I'm gonna leave that alone. But But if all of these issues, daddy issues, all these things have led to a vacuum in leadership, then I'm just gonna tell you, I think that it's poised and prime for women to step up and do it. I'm just telling you. Because everything that we blame women for in terms of what we always try to lay at a woman's foot or at her feet or at their feet for the reasons why a woman shouldn't do it, the men are doing it. Catty, petty, like all the stuff that we say about women. Talk too much. Oh, the men politicians, y'all talk too much. Oh, y'all talk too much. And then y'all pop y'all's lips when you do it. You popping your, man, ain't nobody, listen, let's just get a woman. Let's get women to run this thing. Let's get women to do it now. Let me just let you know that I'm not talking out of spite or nothing like that either, because it ain't no way in hell I want to be nobody's mayor or anything like that again. I love myself too much. But what I am trying to point out is that we got to have some folk who have the ability to see beyond or see, let me see how to say this. We need somebody who has the ability to not only see with masculine eyes, but also be able to see with a feminine heart. And I think oftentimes in politics that gets lost, and I'm gonna prove it to you. There's research that's out there, research that has been done recently. Can I tell you what it proves? It proves that in cities that are run, this is not just in America, this is in the world. So about 20% of all of the major cities are run by women, all right? 20% out of 100, so 20 out of 100. They're run by women. And out of all of the cities that are run by women, the reporting is that there is a better quality of life. The reporting is that it's a better quality of life. That when a woman is the mayor of any city, all right? So I'm making a declaration right now that Jackson is ready for a mayor. Now, I already know it. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna jump out there and deal with some of you right quick, Because I know some of y'all ready to put up a white boy. You ready to put up a white girl. That's fine. Ain't nobody got, listen, we're not knocking any of that. We're not knocking any of that. But ain't no way y'all about to give these folks an opportunity in an 85% majority black city when you haven't even given a black woman a nod. Come on now. Kim Lewis says the women will accept a man's infidelities and down a woman. I am ready for a woman. You know what? Kim Lewis, babe, I don't know who you are. I'm so glad you sent that in. Listen, here's what's crazy. My daughter, because women it blows my mind sometimes, and this is the only thing that makes me nervous, even with my declaration, but I just believe that there are enough women like you who are going to stand up and do what's necessary during the next election cycle. But my daughter gets jumped on by a man, and the women start talking about what she do. What did she do? And I'm like, who raising these folks? Who's raising these children? Who's raising them? Cause it's that kind of thinking, it's that thought process that makes me nervous. So Michael Smith says it's over for Jack. Come on, move that over so I can see what Michael's talking about. Let's see what you're talking about, Michael. Michael Smith says it's over for Jackson. The Republicans need to take over Jackson. You Democrats, I'm so glad. Now, Michael, Shabba Shamalama Dumalama Lama Lama Dumalama. 1-800-492-5186. 1-800-492-5186. Michael, I hear you. And I'm not gonna be, you know what? And I want to be objective. Okay, so let's I want to be objective. So let's do that. So Michael, you said give the Republicans a chance. Well, since you brought it up, the data, the research also says, bruh Mike, that crime in most major, watch this, in every deplorable statistic, your boy's running it, Mike. Overweight, red states. Poor folks, red states. Don't want to expand Medicare, red states. Taking away voter rights, red states. Michael, furthermore, Michael, here's my issue. You got Republicans who run this stuff, and all y'all talk about is welfare. Well, corporate welfare is how most of y'all got your businesses going. Let's talk, Michael. Cut it out, Michael, because you know better. You know how I know you know better? I know you know better because most red states are also welfare states. What does that mean? That means, Michael, that the majority of the money that comes in to these states, guess where it comes from? The government. Michael, we're a welfare state. And it's so typical. It's Republican typical that you're pro-life except for when you're born. You're against welfare except for when Brett Favre is getting welfare money from Phil Bryant. Man, get off my podcast. Get off my podcast. You talking about look at the city of Jackson, get off my, man, go on somewhere with that mess. Go on somewhere. Find somebody to play with. I'm not him. I know this stuff. I'm not new to this. I know this stuff. I understand this stuff. I've seen this stuff. Don't hand us a city after you done run it all the way down. Come on, and y'all gonna get off of Harvey Johnson. Don't hand us a city after you run it down and then not give us the tools that are needed in order to sufficiently sustain and build and create. Dude, go on somewhere with that. Don't do that. You want me to tell you the most money that the city of Jackson has gotten from the state of Mississippi in the last 10 years? It happened under the Yarber administration. It happened while we were able to get not only the Capital City Improvement District done, but it also happened as we were able to put the commission in place in order to get money. That's the only time. Ask the mayor, ask the current mayor, ask Harvey Johnson, ask these folk, has there been real, genuine cooperation? Come on, Michael. I'm glad I want you to come back, Michael. I ain't mad at you. Matter of fact, I like that you add to it, Michael. I'm actually looking for somebody who may serve as a pop-in every now and then to give an opposing opinion, and I'll let you do it, Michael. It's a seat. You can see there's an orange chair right there, anywhere up in here. But go on, Michael. Don't do that. That's not nice, Michael. That's my declaration. Here's my prediction. My prediction is that in the next election for mayor of the city of Jackson, it will be a woman. I've heard some names. I won't throw those names out there to you yet because I hadn't talked to these folks to confirm this is exactly what they want to do. But if you are a candidate or if you are considering being a candidate, this is the hottest podcast going. It's the buffet with Tony Yarber. You need to make sure you get your name and face into place. If you're not afraid to take on the hard questions, if you're not afraid of being asked about your plan and to talk about your plan, this is the place for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so glad you were able to join us on our inaugural show today. We're looking forward to seeing y'all, whether you're at work, commuting from work, every Friday at 3 o'clock. I want to leave you with this. The best business for you to mind is your own. Best business for you to mind is your own. Stop worried about what other folks got going on. People's personal preference is their personal preference. You stressed out and stroking out about something that ain't even got nothing to do with you. I want to help you live a stress-free weekend. I want to make sure your blood pressure ain't high. I want to make sure that you get the rest tonight, and the only way you're going to do that is by keeping other folks' business out of your brain. Look, next week, bring back a whole host of folks with you. I'm so excited about the start of this show and the start of this program. Listen, next week, I want to hear what you bring to the table. Get your comments and questions ready. We'll start teasing you early about what's what. Listen, come back next week, 3 o'clock. This is the best place for you to be. Blessings on you.
Gentlemen.